It's 97 degrees. I'm wearing a thick hat. I do not have the AC or a fan on, and I just got done drinking very hot coffee that I spilled into my lap. Let's make a fucking video, folks. How about it, eh? Now, you've all heard my opinion on religious people and the ones who were raised from birth and had it shoved down their throats from an early age to the point where they couldn't question it and just ran with it for the rest of their lives. But I have not really touched on the subject of what are considered born again Christians. Now, let me start out with a little scenario here, just a little bit of a scenario. We have a guy, he dies, 80 years old. He's been a committed Christian for his entire life, never had a single doubt in his mind that there was a God in the sky and a Satan below, and if he did bad things, he would go to that Satan below, and if he did good things, he'd go to the heavens above. Well, it turns out he does go to the heavens above. Just a week before that, we have a 55-year-old man who was a lifelong atheist, or just had very secular thoughts. But a week before he died, while he was on his deathbed, a week before he died, he prayed. And he confessed all to God and confessed his sins. And he asked for forgiveness very bad. Like that entire week before he died, he was doing nothing but eating, sleeping, shitting, breathing heavily, and praying. Sometimes up to 6 hours a day, that maybe he would get better. And if it was his time to go, then he finally accepts Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. Now, when he gets to the pearly gates or wherever they ascend to, who is God going to see more favorably? Is he going to see the 80-year-old who prayed his ass off for his entire life, was committed to Christianity, active in his church, helped a lot of people out within his community through the church? Or is he going to see this guy who knew he was going to die, but decided to give his life up anyway? I mean, is there some sort of vacation plan up there in heaven? Okay, let's see here. Oh, 80-year Christian, you get a free toaster oven. Go into this room. Oh, well, you still, technically, all it says in the Bible is all you got to do is ask for forgiveness, and you're in heaven. So at least you got that here. You get a nice pencil sharpener. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Oh, you were Christian for a year. Here, you get this nice combination pencil sharpener and stopwatch. Have fun. Is that what happens? Or does just everybody ascend to heaven no matter how long they were a committed Christian? This is something I think about when my testicles really hurt and I have nobody to comfort me. My opinion on born-again Christians is that of I don't give them any more credence than I give a normal Christian, but I treat them a bit differently because when I talk about the people who had it shoved down their throat, I know they can't really help it. They can't really help it. They were brainwashed with it. They had their brain rewired from an early age. So I'm like, whatever. Some of the things they say are completely stupid, but whatever. But a born-again Christian only usually, not always, but usually tends to become a born-again Christian when something awful happens in their lives. Just like in this country. When something terrible happens, a terrorist attack, an explosion, let's just say a sewage treatment plant explodes, they bring in the safety team. And they go, oh, here's what we need to do to lock everything down. Here's what we need to do. We need to do this, 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 this. We go down the checklist. How do we not get thousands of people killed again by raw sewage? It takes a big fucking problem for anything to change. Just like with born-again Christians. Let's just say some guy, he falls tumbling down the face of a mountain and his hands are found a mile apart from each other, and his legs are found on the little chairlift, and they're somehow magically able to reattach everything, and he's able to walk and talk again as a normal human being. Enough to go skiing again. But while he is getting everything reattached, or after he wakes up from the anesthesia, he goes, wow. You can't tell me that wasn't God, man. You can't tell me. You just cannot tell me that wasn't God. I mean, why am I still alive? I mean, my limbs were scattered everywhere. It was like a train wreck, man, and I'm still here. I must have a purpose now. Get that shit out of here! Why does it always take something awful happening, a loved one dying, a near-death experience, a home foreclosure, or a lottery winning, or something good even happening in someone's life, for them to go, wow, maybe there is a God. And if there was a God and he saw these people, I would be very, very displeased. And I would probably give them one of the slum rooms once they got to heaven. I'd probably give them a room without running water or electricity for a while. I'd probably put them in like a heavenly purgatory for a while, because I would be looking down and saying, wow, It took you 30 years and a very, very mangled car accident for you to find me? Didn't they tell you I was in you all along? All you had to do was find me? I didn't mean damn near die, and then all of a sudden become self-righteous. I mean, oh, now you want to find me? The big God. Now, oh, no, hell no. When you get up here, you are going to be punished. I'm not going to send you to hell because technically, you know, yeah, I put that shit in the Bible. Ah, why did I ever do that? Why did I put that shit in the Bible where it states if you ask for forgiveness, any putz can ask for forgiveness now, even a serial killer. Charles Manson could ask for forgiveness, and what would people think about that? I mean, we'd have Dick Clark and Bob Barker. Oh, he's not dead, but close enough. And all of these good people up here, among serial killers, pedophiles, and rapists, and drug lords, and abusers, and just plain assholes. Well, I can't change it now, but I can count on my disciples down below to change my words to suit their own purposes anyway. Born again Christians just. The other problem I have, let me not get on too much of an acting tangent here. Out of all of those denominations and religions out there, you only seem to hear these days, not completely, I don't want people saying, oh, it's not the only thing they would choose, get anal warts. The only thing you seem to hear is people becoming born-again Christians. You go into a Pentecostal church, oh, God save me. You go into a Protestant church, oh, God save me. Going to a Seventh-day Adventist church. Oh, my God save. I rarely hear about born-again Catholics. I rarely hear about born-again Muslims or Hindus or whatever. And the reasoning for that is they usually have a Christian friend or family member or counselor there pressuring them. Almost no better than when, you know, the scenario where the kid's born having it shoved down the throat. Almost no better than that because they have somebody there pressuring them saying, look, Stevie, come to church with me. Listen to what the pastor has to say. Maybe something will make sense. Maybe if you read this little passage in the Bible, maybe it will make sense. Come to my youth group too. Come to my gospel choir. Maybe it will make you feel better. Submission complete. And they are changed forever. And they become born again and they become sententious and they spew it all over to everybody. Oh, God save me. God save me. Like those I Am Second commercials where Josh Hamilton and all the singers were going, I realized I needed a change in my life, so I found, why does it always have to be when you need to make a change in your life, you go and find Jesus? I would be pissed off if I was God and had to deal with these assholes nearly dying or losing a loved one and saying, and it's always so funny. A guy on his deathbed who's been a Christian for a while, you know, he knows he's going to go up to heaven and see Jesus, but a guy on his deathbed who hasn't really been a Christian at all just suddenly prays and thinks he's going to go to heaven. And that's such a shitty deal. In the words of Senator Carl Levin, that is a very shitty deal to me. And why not shop around a little bit? Why does it have to be Christianity? Why don't you make up your own damn religion? If L. Ron Hubbard could do it and get enough mindless sheep to back him, why can't you do it? Become a born-again Scientologist. Oh, there's plenty of those. Become a born-again Pastafarian or a born-again Frisbeetarian, you know, something like that. I don't know. I've always, anytime I hear somebody talking and they say that they were saved, they got pulled into a rip current and they were rescued, and they say that God saved them and they're on this planet to serve God, and they say, well, why else am I alive? The doctors. Ever think about those folks, huh? How about the doctors that saved your ass, that pumped all the water out of your stomach, or put you back together, or reattached your skull? People don't want to give anybody else credit when it comes to God. They don't want to give themselves credit when it comes to becoming clean and sober. And it's pretty sickening to me. Pretty sickening indeed, because you'll hear some guy talking, oh my God, I became clean and sober. I'm off the drugs. I'm off the meth. I'm off the PCP. I'm completely clean, and I have God to thank for it. What about you? You got clean. You exuded the effort to get clean. Dude, you went through the detox. You went through the withdrawal symptoms. You went through the pain and anguish and misery, and you're going to give all the credit to God? Oh my God. I just don't get it. It makes me want to puke sometimes. But that's what we have to deal with. And part of me wants to say, you know, they found something that works fine. Good go do it. Go do whatever you think you need to do to get yourself clean and to complete your lives. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're a fraud. Plain and simple, you're a fraud. I'm sweating my ass off. Maybe I'm witnessing hell for the first time. Have a good day, folks.